Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Dio here. Today we're going to be unboxing impressionism, or however it's said in French, because I kind of butchered that. This is the newest plush pendant series of Skullpanda. So this is the newest plush pendant series of Skullpanda. I believe it's a second series. The first series was Winter Symphony, which I've unboxed a few of. And this one very more like pastel color, kind of floral feeling. So without further ado, let's take a look. So this series is called Impressionism, and Impressionism is an art movement. And the art pieces in that movement is very known for kind of visual brushstrokes, a lot of movement, and kind of ordinary life matter. So this is kind of what it resembles. And the painter known for Impressionism is Monet, which Popmart actually did a collab with the recent 400% Mega Royal Molly. And now we have a Skullpanda series based off the same movement, so let's take a look. This series has 9 plush pendants, which is a lot. Normally Popmart has 6 for most of the series, like Labubu, Puppy. So 9 is definitely an increase. So here are the 9 options in the series. We have Teakwood, Blossom, Pond, Lightning, Windflower, Dawn, Mist, Dew, and Amber, and also 1 secret. And the secret ratio is 1:72, which is actually the same as series with 6 plush pendants. So they didn't lower the odds for this one, even though there are 9 options. And the ones I want the most from the series are Teakwood, Lightning, and Mist. I kind of like these color palettes, which are very lighter. I mean, they're all kind of lighter in color. There's a lot of yellows and white and blues. But I think these 3 in design are my favorite. So let's start with box number 1. And for the first one, we have Dew. This is actually really pretty. Okay, I like Dew a lot more than in the photos on the box. I love the kind of color variation of it. I wonder if the other ones of the same Dew has a different color pattern, which is kind of like the new Big Into Energy Labubus, because they kind of vary depending on which one you get. Here's a close-up look. So the eyes are also movable, like in the Winter Symphony series. So you could just kind of adjust them like that. But it's very pretty. I was afraid this might feel a little wintry, but I'm not getting that sense. Maybe the fur make it feel like it's wearing this coat or something, but I think it's very, very nice. I get the floral aspects of it from this embroidered detail on the sides. And I like the makeup a lot. It's very like gentle, very simple, but still kind of have a little bit of Skullpanda flair. And the outfit's relatively simple. It's kind of has like a ruffle collar, and it's sewn on, so you can't take it off. But yeah, overall, I love the color pattern. I like mine has one kind of white leg and one is kind of like a light blue leg. And here's the back detail. It's also kind of split half and half, which I kind of like that. And yeah, I'm curious if the other ones look the same or it's kind of varies depending on the actual plush pendant. And now for box number 2. We have Lightning. Number 2 is Lightning. So this one actually features Skullpanda with eyes closed, which I don't think they've done in a plush pendant before. And yeah, I love this color variation. It actually reminds me of the Big Into Energy Luck Labubu. It has that same like purple, blue, white color palette. And so this one's very pretty. Here's a close-up look. This side has an embroidered butterfly, it looks like. And I love the ombre in the hair and the makeup. And it also has a butterfly, I guess, kind of like a collar in the front. And it's a very beautiful motif. And it's made of like a thicker fabric. It feels like it's treated with something, so there's a bit of texture to it. In the back, there's kind of like a cape. It actually attaches to the collar in the front. So this is all one piece. And I don't think you can take it off. There's no elastic on it, so it's one piece. But yeah, it's definitely a very beautiful one. I love this. Also, this one feels tall, like compared to Dew. Definitely kind of taller look. So I'm not sure if it's how it's supposed to be or if it's just this one. It's a tall Skullpanda. And now for box number 3. We have Dawn. In box number 3, we have Dawn, which is one of the ones I wanted. Okay, I love the eyes on this one. You can see up close. It's kind of like a flower pattern on it. Very detailed and very nice. I also love how like perfectly the bow came out of the box. It's like perfectly tied without any need for adjustments. I love the beige, white, yellow kind of color palette. So this is definitely one that I really wanted. This one's relatively simple. It's a lot more fluffier than the other ones. And here's the back look to it. So it's just kind of like poofy with a bow, which is kind of nice and simple. There's not much like embroidery detail or anything. Skullpanda here is wearing like a, I can't tell what it is. It's like a jacket coat thing. It actually doesn't come off, it's sewn on. I believe these are like the hands right here behind the bow. It's just kind of hard to tell what's what. I just figured because everything is so fluffy. Closer look at the bow, you can just kind of see a little bit of embroidery detail on it. And for this one, there's a little bit of detail on the feet. You can see kind of this pattern on there. Yeah, I love how simple it is and definitely going on one of my bags. Now for box number 4. Blossom. Number 4 is Blossom. Okay, this was not on my list of wanting, but it's actually very, very nice. You can see the embroidered details on the sides. It shows kind of like a thorn, looks like, vines and thorns. But yeah, this color palette isn't normally what I like, but I just love the details on this one. Once again, the eyes are close on this one. And kind of Skullpanda here is kind of wearing like a bonnet. And you can see the details. It says, if you kind of read it, it says Skullpanda right on the top. And kind of stitching detail. So it's very nice with all the little floral elements at the top. Definitely a lot more detail than Dawn. There's also a ruffle collar on this one, and I think like all the other ones, it's stitched on, so it can be removed. I also like how the collar has 2 different fabrics. One is, of course, just like a satin look, and then the other one's actually like a mesh fabric. You can probably see it a little bit better on the back. But yes, a nice little detail, gives it a little bit more texture and variety in the look. But yeah, this one's giving very like Victorian vibes with the color palette and the look and the outfits. Another thing that I noticed is that the tags are a lot smaller. You know, with the Labubus and some of the other Plush Pendants, the tags are like huge and you have to figure out a way to hide it. Well, this time, it's very small. You can kind of just tuck it behind, maybe in the ruffle. Yeah, so it's kind of nice that Popmart made the tags a little smaller. Hopefully it's something that will continue in the future series, so we don't have to run into that issue of trying to figure out what to do with those tags. And last but not least, box number 5. I'm still hoping for Mist and Teakwood, because those are the other 2 I really want. So fingers crossed. And we have Teakwood. Number 5, we have Teakwood. But this one's very different, as you can see from the collar that it's wearing. The collar's kind of made out of like a paper, almost feels like a very thick cardstock treated paper material. It's not necessarily fabric, but it's like a more stiff material. It's held on by this kind of elastic, and you could kind of actually take it off. So if you don't want it, you could take it off. But this is what makes it interesting, so I'm keeping it on. As you can see here, it's like a fabric ribbon almost that these are sewn onto. And you could actually kind of move it around and adjust it to how you want it. So you can make like the butterfly in the front a little bit more apparent, or you could just kind of layer it for that effect. But other than that, this one's a relatively simple figure. You can see the hair. I love this hair look. It almost looks like it's drawn on right now in the camera. How it's like a nice ombre and kind of almost flat looking, but it's not. It's actually a 3D right here. This one is another eyes closed figure with a little bit of like an eye motif tattoo kind of look right there. The bottom actually has a little bit more detail on this one. I feel like wherever they don't have much detail, they would kind of make it up for it on the feet. One side has kind of like a leaf embroidery, and the other side has like a branch. It's very simple, calm, and I think Teakwood is a very good name for this one. Between this one and Dawn, I'm not sure which one I like more. I feel like this is giving more like spring feeling, and this is much more of like an autumn. And there you have it. Here's what I got in the series. They're very nice. Definitely like them more than the Winter Symphony. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you prefer this series or the previous one. The previous one has a little bit more variation and I feel like a little bit more stylish, whereas this one's a little bit more gentle. But yeah, thanks for joining me in my unboxing today. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and check out in the video description down below where I have a link to my shop and my socials. Until next time, bye.